It's like therapy on both sides of the stage. It's like, for me, whether it's 35, 45, 90 minutes, however long it is, nothing else matters but our show and these people, and making sure that we perform the best show we have. So, like I said, they leave feeling lighter, feeling, excited about life. And so for me, the live show is kind of what is my escape.
Hey friends, it's your girl Emily Curl, and today we are joined by country music artist Michael Ray. We're talking all things new music, life, tour, everything. Michael, it's good to see you again. Thank you so much for being here.
Good to see you too. Thanks for having me.
So tell me a little bit. I'm curious to hear of why Dallas and what you found there.
I think during COVID and stuff, just really doing a lot of growing, a lot of searching on what I wanted to do for myself, things I liked, things I didn't like, things I wanted to change, and I love Nashville and I love the music scene of it, and I love the friends I made, and it's given me my dream. I wouldn't be where I am without the people in this town, without everybody in it. But what I learned too is when I'm off the road, I'm from a small town in Florida that 8th generation of the same land pretty much, and so everything goes away for me. As being in the woods and
Totally.
Just kind of like a reset. And Dallas really reminded me of Eustis, Florida, and it's just far enough out of town to where when I am home, I can go there for a few days, and it's kind of just like a country boy retreat a little bit, just to get away. And for me, I've learned that it's really helped me get on a better routine. It's helped me with song ideas. It's helped me be more, I don't know, it's just I just really shut off there and just really feel like I'm back at my roots, and so I just once COVID was going on, and like I said, I just kind of started really focusing on growth and what I wanted to do. That kind of really stuck at me, was like, man, I would never live in a busy city if I didn't have to. And I commute and come back, but still take care of myself mentally, because nothing will drive me up the wall, or anybody from a place like Dallas, like you are, or Eustis, Florida, than traffic will. And Nashville has a lot of that right now. So,
and there's not a lot happening in Dallas. It's a quiet town.
So the blood pressure drops a little bit whenever I roll that through there.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, Michael, because we were talking right before this. The last time I saw you was a couple years ago in person. This is before everything happened. And I feel like since then, a lot has happened for you and to you personally, professionally. And then this past summer, like you said, you released Dive Bars and Broken Hearts. How much of your, yourself and your own personal experiences went into this project?
Oh, all of it. This whole project is a lot of growth, a lot of just opening up the vulnerability. That's never been a strong point for me. I think even as a kid, and so I just took that trait with me. I'm never wanting to show the bad side, not the bad side, but the human side of it. The fact that none of us really know what the heck we're doing. We're all just doing the best we can and figuring it out as we go, and hopefully get, at least 1% better every day, and go from there, so I think the whole process of this record, where people listen to Dive Bars Broken Hearts EP, it starts with that, then ends with a song called Working on It, because I feel like at the end of it all, my light bulb moment, I guess, was, one, I've been given a platform that being honest and showing vulnerability helps people, and maybe people that are going through the same thing I am, that wasn't, ever really raised in that vulnerable, not heavy talk, I guess more real talk,
and sharing on a large platform.
It's definitely intimidating, because you are opening yourself to opinions and whatever. But then I thought, what, those are just opinions, and hey, I believe in freedom of speech, and if you agree, disagree, whatever, that you're right. So I just the working on it, ending on working on it was important to me, because I felt like I said, that was my light bulb moment of like, what, dude, you're one of the most luckiest people in the world, and so show that vulnerability. There's a reason why you go through things in life. You're not just going through it just to go through it, like you're going through it to learn, grow, good and bad. And it was purposefully done to end on that as just a playful, fun, like, hey man, we're all just trying to figure it out, man. Don't, try not to be too hard on yourselves. And I feel like nowadays it's very easy to be even more harder on everybody's selves. Everybody's judging, their own selves on stuff that isn't even real. And or stuff that people want to seem real. And that's why I'm excited about these next songs that were coming through, because I really feel like there's songs that I've gone through, but also songs that I need to hear right now, and
Mm.
songs I feel like people need to hear, especially when they come out. So the whole process has just really been, for the first time for me, I think, therapeutic, and really just going through songs of just like, okay, what do I want to say, whether I wrote them or not? How does that connect with me, and can I tie myself to this message and really grow from it as an artist? But also, fans know when you connect with a song, when it's something
Yeah.
and they connect too. So
And you've been so vulnerable with your fans. And it's one thing I've got to ask you is you also during that time went through a very public divorce, which is divorce is challenging in itself. But like you were saying, doing anything in front of an audience or open to criticism is hard. I'm curious for you, what was the aftermath of that like for you? Because there was a couple songs on the EP that I was curious about, like Hate This Town or Get Her Back. What was that process like for you, not only processing that situation, but doing it again publicly?
there's things, first off, public divorce is only public because it was made to be, and there were ways that I could have addressed a lot of situations, that I chose not to go that route with. I didn't feel like it was necessary. I don't know. I didn't want to throw a bunch of stuff out there, and it be some nasty thing that it didn't need to be, and it was a breakup. It sucks. No one gets married to get divorced, I'm not downplaying anybody's feelings, but during that time of the divorce, I went through other heavy stuff. First off, there was COVID going on. There was all that stuff going on. Lost my uncle, lost my aunt to suicide. And there's a lot of stuff that was going on, here recently. My stepmom, thankfully, now is on the other side of it, but, she was battling breast cancer. And so I think through all of that, it showed me what really matters, what I want to leave behind. And
Mm,
I think people have gone through way worse things.
yeah.
Divorce is way worse stuff. If people knew exactly how simple everything was, I think things would have been a little different. But I do think that there was some stuff that I wanted to address. I think it was stuff that fans wanted to hear, from me a little bit, and I touched on it, and that's all I'm going to do on it, and we're moving forward from it. I feel like, through that, through that and the other stuff that I went through was what motivated me to really go and seek, help to be a better man, a better son, a better friend, a better brother, better leader for my guys, and for, better artist for my fans, and grow, and really, I think that helped me just shine light on some of my insecurities, and help me get to where I am now, so in some ways, like I said, and those good and bad, you don't go through it just to go through it. So I try to learn the most from it.
Well, during those times, how like going through loss and different things happening in your life, how did you get through? And was there someone in particular that was really your guiding light or that really like encouraged you and helped you during that time?
Yeah, one thing I learned about myself was I isolate when things get bad.
Mm,
And I definitely did that a lot. And very thankful for friends. I think there's too many to mention, that would call, that would pull me out of stuff, that would, just, I just didn't realize that I did that, and I did it a lot, especially during that time. It was easy because everybody was away from each other anyway, and so there was a time period where, there was a group of friends of mine that really stepped in, Tim Montana, Colby Calais, Gavin DeGraw, a group of friends of mine in Nashville, all my family in Florida. Kid Rock helped me. I mean, there's a lot of people that really helped me out a lot, that just gave me great advice, that have been through stuff, and just kind of helped me kind of get through that, and honestly just be good, strong leaders to me, and just tell me the brutal truth, and I'm the type of that
that's
needs it.
important. Yeah, you need those friends. Yeah.
So, I just, and then I saw, I started realizing that I was just feeling very angry, not feeling myself, just kind of numb. And I was like, this ain't me, man. And I really feel like, as an adult man or woman, when you start feeling those things in yourself, that's when you need to change. Because if you're noticing it, other people are. If they haven't, it won't be long till they are. And so I wanted to get ahead of the game on that. And so, I went to therapy for the first time, did a bunch of stuff that I'd never done before,
Oh,
but I
wow.
knew that I wanted to get out of this rut that I was in. You know what I mean? And realize that, dude, I'm waking up, I'm healthy. I get to chase my dream every day. Like, what am I really sitting? Why am I being this way? And I couldn't break through, and just knew that, hey, I've never tried that, and that seems to help a lot of people. So there's a guy named Al Andrews, that helped me out a lot. A group of artists in town that stepped up and helped me out a lot. That just really pushed me in that direction to seek the help and break the chain of some things that I think I was doing just out of that family. They say
Yeah.
genetic. That sounds so aggressive, but you know what I mean. But just that habit that we all can get into. So
And then, I mean, first off, that's amazing. And I feel like that's what we're all striving for every day, is just to learn more about ourselves and to explore that. And you also said that you're now making music for where you are in life right now. I'm so curious where you're at in life right now and what music you're making that you'd need to hear yourself right now.
I think just there's a song out there or there's a song that's going to be coming out on this next batch that's just about holding on tight to those things that matter in life, and I feel
Mhm.
like nowadays we're all so just we're I feel like we're lost first, and then I feel like on top of that we're all just trying to figure out what's going on over the last 4 years and businesses and life and all this stuff, and it's just a boom 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 and everything. It's like, man, the days are going by in minutes, and with just the way the world is, it's important to hold on to what really matters, and I think that especially with what we do, we travel all the time, and then we're boom 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 over here, and you know how fast the day goes when you're traveling, so when
Of
you do
course.
that 80 times a year, or more, the days really go by fast. And so I think that song's a reminder for me, and I think hopefully a reminder for everybody that hears it, of just, man, slow down a little bit, and realize that I don't have any kids, but I got nieces and nephews, that are growing up faster than anything, so I could only imagine having your own kids and watching that, and just realizing that those times don't come back. You might look back and go, man, I wish I could have, but that's all you can do is wish in those moments, so those type of songs are just kind of just real life stuff, of going through everything we've all gone through the last few years, and that song especially is special. So I'm excited for people to hear that one.
Yeah, it's interesting you said that, because even just this past week, I went on a vacation with my entire family. I have four nephews too. And I hadn't taken a break or like slowed down in such a long time to like put your phone inside and like fully be
Yeah.
present. You forget how powerful that is, especially like you said, working in music, going on tour. I mean, it's a million things happening at once, so many things. So for you, like, do you get excited to go back on tour to play shows? Is that like a highlight? Or are you kind of like, okay, I got to mentally prepare for this?
About this time of year, you do kind of start getting that time. You're like, oh, okay, I got to pack again. Hang on, where are we going? What are we
Yeah,
doing?
yeah.
That's the part for me that, for me as a kid, being on stage and performing like my grandparents and their group, it was like there was no fighting going on. There was no, my parents' divorce wasn't going on. There wasn't, when you were on stage, it was just you playing music, and everybody was having fun. And now I associate that with, now I get to take what we've created here in Nashville or somewhere on the road or whatever. And I get to take it to people that spent their hard-earned money because they connected with this song, and they asked the girl, they asked the guy. It might be the thing that them and their significant other are going to just to try one more time. It could be that song that they listen to every morning taking their kids to school, or it's the song that gets the weekend going, or so whatever it is. They spent their hard-earned money to come out there and have a moment to shut off all of life's crap going on, and whatever their world, whatever is going on to kind of that's weighing them down. Hopefully they get there, and when they leave, they feel lighter and they feel like that moment was everything they wanted to be. And I get to be a part of that. It's like therapy on both sides of the stage. It's like, for me, whether it's 35, 45, 90 minutes, however long it is, nothing else matters but our show and these people, and making sure that we perform the best show we have. So, like I said, they leave feeling lighter, feeling, excited about life, feeling like, man, just feeling kind of like a baptism, that just washed free of everything. And so for me, the live show is kind of what is my escape, is of like all the other stuff going on. We do all of this for that moment on stage with those people. That's that instant gratification of the songs that you've been writing, that you've been doing, all the touring, all the stuff that goes behind the scenes that people don't see. All of that is for that one moment.
The culmination. What song for you on stage is not the fan favorite, not your favorite to play, but what song for you is the most therapeutic that you can like are just fully in the moment every time?
I think, so I wrote this song with my buddy Taylor Phillips and Ashley Gorley during COVID. Actually, we wrote it during FaceTime or Zoom, I think. Actually, Taylor and I were talking, and he had just moved back to his hometown in North Carolina, and even though I'm from Florida, he's from North Carolina, we were from very similar types of towns. And so I was like, man, what's funny is, and I said it kind of jokingly about Florida. I was like, you don't realize, as a Floridian, you do all these crazy things that people, make accounts out of and make fun of us on, until you start going to other states. You go, oh, y'all don't go wakeboarding in a lake full of gators. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's we only do that. Y'all
Florida
don't.
is unhinged.
Yeah,
It's unhinged.
listen, I'm born and raised there. I get it. I understand. I'm probably part of a few of those memes, but I was telling him, I was like, it's so funny, man. Like I didn't know any different. You know what I mean? Because I was raised doing the
Yeah.
same stuff my dad did, and he did the same stuff his dad did. And my friends did the same stuff that their parents did, who went to school with my dad. So it's just this like cycle. You don't realize people in Massachusetts do anything different than they do in Eustis, Florida, until you go to Massachusetts and they go, "You do what? Hang on, what?" And so that led to this song called "I Didn't Know I Was Country," and the whole thing is just being proud of where you come from. No matter where that is in life. Or I feel like the reason why a lot of us want to get out, and then we all get older and want to come back, is because those are the people that think the same way we do. That's our safety net. Hopefully
Yeah.
your experience of your hometown, I know everybody's is different, and some people might not have that, but for a lot of us, I think that is the case, and so it's just a song. And so we that really shines light on that. And I played acoustic, so it kind of breaks down the moment. It just gives me a moment with the fans, but also kind of goes back to how it started, just me and a guitar and not as many people in the crowd as it is now, but I'm not
A
related to
few
people
less.
now. Yeah, there's a couple more people there now than there was. But,
No, that's how I feel every time I go back to Dallas. I'm like, oh, it's like a sigh of relief, because you're like, I've been to that bonfire over there. It's like I've driven down this road. It's like it feels like home. You get it. And then I gotta ask you about one other song. You kind of touched on this in the beginning, but Spirits and Demons, another fan favorite that's doing so well. And you collabed with Megan Patrick, who we also learned is Mitchell Tenpenny's wife. So it's a small
yeah,
world.
yeah,
How did
yeah.
that come to be?
So I've known Megan for a long time, and what's been a real cool process of recording this record with Michael Knox, who's my producer. To kind of go back a little bit on him, he's been a part of my story for years, but with no skin in the game, and just really
Mm.
looked out for me, kind of kept up, and was always in my corner. But I really felt going through everything the last few years and just really feeling like I was confident where I wanted to go as an artist, and really just go, you know what? Sometimes you got to put it out there. Feel like I knew what I wanted, so I called him up and was like, "Hey, man, now's the time to bring this team together." And so we were talking about things I needed, at the live show, songs, what things I wanted as an artist, what things I wanted to put out, what haven't I done yet, And I said, man, I haven't had that duet. I would love to have a duet with somebody. And Spirits and Demons came across, and man, as soon as I heard the demo, I was like, oh my God, man, I've never heard it said this way. I lived this. Everybody's gone through this moment where we all
Mhm.
feel like that's like the next step. You go through something hard, you got to go straight to the bottle, and it's like, well, if you're drinking for a purpose, that's what my grandma always said, the purpose will come out. So we heard it and I loved it. And then I recorded my version and we recorded the whole thing. We hadn't had Megan picked yet. We were just kind of brainstorming. One thing we wanted to do was shine light on the females in country music, and so we started kind of just brainstorming, who it could be, and we knew we needed somebody that had that powerhouse vocal that could deliver what we needed, but also could, just really get that emotion out on a lyric. And I've known Megan for years, and there's a little strip in Nashville called the Mumbry, and I don't know if you've
Oh
been,
yeah.
but
Oh, for sure. For
yeah,
sure.
yeah. So it's a little hidden gem. Well, not so hidden anymore, but it was a little hidden gem
I
for a while.
know, right? It was a blast when it was like fully low key.
So we would all, a lot of us would get together at Doghouse or one of those places down there. And for years, a lot of times it was on Sundays, especially during football season, everybody get off the road, kind of meet up. And so I'd always known Megan and always been a fan of hers. And for anybody that doesn't know, she's, 6 albums in Canada, huge in Canada, female vocalist of the year in Canada. Like she's
Wow.
kicking ass up there. And so when her name popped up, I was like, oh my God, yeah, let's send it to her. Now we had never sang together, never even done a writers round together. And anybody listening that don't know what a writers round is, the fact that we've known each other for that long, both been in town and not done a writers round together is pretty weird because they're every night, seven nights a week, 2 or 3 times a day. There's writers rounds going on. So I sent it to her. She loved it. Instantly went into the studio, knocked it out, and as soon as she did it, man, it was just like this song, and it's just been fun. We've been able to do some shows together, and her band and crew are so great, and it's good for my guys to have a female out there to straighten us up. You know what I mean? And make
Keep you in check.
yeah.
That's so funny. Well, the song's incredible, Michael, and we're so excited for you. And just a huge congrats on this whole EP, this whole album. And thank you for being so vulnerable and for sharing your talents with us. And we're so excited for you to hit the road, all the new music. It seems like there's a lot to look forward to.
Thank you. Yeah, we got a lot going on. So excited to see everybody out through the rest of this year, and then see everybody kicking off 2024.
Can't wait. Michael, thank you so much again for your time. We appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see you in person again soon.
Absolutely. Let's do it.